Good morning. So we're getting back to Yafet Sichason Sha'avdei Aves Yesim Tirason Shalbanim. That's much beautiful, more beautiful. The Sicha, the Tefillah, Sicha of the Avdei Aves than the whole Torah of the Banim. So we can ask the question right here. Torah is greater than Sicha of the Avdei Aves. So what is going on? So Sicha is the idea of Tefillah. And we see this also by Yitzchak. Yitzchak l'suach basada. He went out to daven. So Sicha is the idea of Tefillah. You're talking about Avdei Aves, which a servant, a slave, a servant is bottled to his master, is nullified to his master. So when you're talking about a davening of someone which is totally nullified to its master, you're reaching Ru'usa de Liba, you're davening with your Yechida Shebenefesh. It reaches the highest level of Ratzin. And that is the Sicha of the Avos, the Avdei Aves. So in general, when we're talking about the Ratzin in general, there are different levels of Ratzin. You have Ratzin for mitzvahs, you have a will for mitzvahs. You have a will for a greater mitzvahs, a greater will. You have a will to do a mitzvah. You have a will to learn Torah. It says a person should learn where his heart desires. That's also a will. Like it says also a place where a person wants to go, that's where we lead him. That's also a will. So there's all different kinds of wills. But Ru'usa de Liba, that's the will of the heart, that's the Yechida Shebenefesh. And that's why we can understand with this that the Sicha of the Avdei Aves is greater. So now we look into Torah. Torah and mitzvahs was to make a dira b'tachtonim, a dwelling place for God. You walk in the street, you learn Torah. You open a safe in your house, you learn Torah. You open the Beis Medrash, you learn Torah everywhere. And you do mitzvahs, that is to refine the world. We have mitzvahs gashmis to refine the world. But the Sicha of the Aves is much higher. That's Yechida Shebenefesh, higher than any limitation. And when you want to make a dwelling place for God, it says Adira b'tachtoinim. So there's different levels of tachtoin. There's different levels of the barim. And then there's different levels of aliyos. And that's the reason why he uses Lashon Yafa Sichason. It's much more beautiful. It does not say it's greater. It's not greater, it's Yafa. Yafa is the ultimate. Like it says in Shir HaShirim about Yafa. Yafi is beauty, and beauty is higher when you don't have anything else to say. And that's the reason why I use Yafi. For Sichas and Shalav de Avis, it's very high. So now we see that the Avdei Avis that they draw down is higher than limitations. And that's why we say also that the Torah is limited. It's limited to the world, but nevertheless, so since Torah is limited, And we said also that a lot of things in Torah are said beremez because it's hinted. And the reason why it's hinted is because Torah is exact. And if you can understand it by a hint, you don't need to add words in Torah. Torah is exact. It's all limited. But then there's another aspect. That the world was created for Torah and Yidden. So Torah is higher than the world also. So it's not just that the davening is higher than the world. You're dealing with the Chidush Shebenefesh and everything else. You have Torah also. But nevertheless, we are higher than Torah. But there's another level in Torah, which is also called Siach. Siach b'Torah. And if you look at the words of Siach, the letters of Siach is the Sin Yud Ches, which actually represents the three children of Noach, of Adam, Shem, Cham, and Yafes, of Noach. That is the three Avedas of Torah, Avedic Milas Chasadim. So basically, our Aveda is not to leave things above the world, but to draw down into the world. Which that is through Torah, Avedic Milas Chasadim. And mitzvahs. Which the whole world stands on these three things. That's why a person should learn some Torah a day, do Tefillah, Aveda, and Tzedakah. And mitzvahs also, because the whole world stands on it. And we have the keli for it. And we know that the world is ready for it. For this great revelation of Torah Chadash Miti Teitzei. So Be'ez Hashem, through our actions, of taking the Yechidah Shebenefesh and bringing it down to all aspects of our lives, Torah, Avedic Milas Chasadim, will become a keli to Elikus. Which, what is a keli? A keli is bottle to the thing which is in it. Like there's a halacha in the Hilchos Shabbos, that when you take out a half a kezayis of food in a cup or in a keli, it is patur if you walk out with it onto the street. Why? Because even the keli is very chashuv, but it's batul to what's in it. So our keli, which is our body, should not be a deterrent to Torah mitzvahs. Our courses should not be a deterrent to Torah mitzvahs. We should be a keli for it. And we are ready because the Frierdiker Rebbe already said we are standing ready for Mashiach already. So Be'ez Hashem, we will be accepting the great revelation of Mashiach imminently right now because we are a keli for it. We became a keli for it. We stand imdu hachin kolchem. And that will give us the kayach to go into Yutes Kislev. The V'chayis nafshenu nitna lanu, that the light of a Chasidus is the light of our life and our soul. And then we come into Chanukah, which we know Chanukah is Nitzchi. The lighting of Ner is Nitzchi, so we'll go towards the Gula Amitis Vashlema empty right now. And Be'ez Hashem, we'll come to the Gula Amitis Vashlema, and then we will be like Avodim to Hashem, that whatever Kana Avdei, Kana Rabbi, whatever the servant bought belongs to the master, so too here also, we will be one with God. There will be no separation between us and God. We will be one with God. because our bodies will be a vessel for all the godliness. And not only our eyes will see godliness, as it says before the world was created, God took away the light, because if there would be a light, the world would not exist. And if we saw godliness, it would be blown away. But when Mashiach comes, since we're standing im dohachin kulchem, we will see godliness, we will live godliness, and we'll see God Himself, Be'ez Hashem, take it from Yad Mamash now. Long live our Master, Teacher, and Rebbe, King Moshiach, forever and ever. Long live our Master, Teacher, and Rebbe, King Moshiach, forever and ever. Long live our Master, Teacher, and Rebbe, King Moshiach, forever and ever.